Northerners should have protested before now, but political undertones affect protest. Babajide, welcome to the news and thank you for turning in to listen. Popular Nigerian journalist Babajide Kolade Otitoju has addressed the recent protests concerning the killings and terrorist attacks in the northern region. During his interview on TVC News, Babajide explained why the ongoing protests in the north should have occurred before this time and how politics may have affected it. Well, everyone is asking why they are just waking up from their slumber. Sincerely, that question is what everybody is asking. Did you want to allow everybody to die before you open your mouth? Sincerely, and of course, I do not even blame you for saying it might be politically motivated. Why? Because it is barely months to elections. It is barely how many months? 24 months to elections, or maybe less than. And then these people come out with their noses bleeding. Why do they have to wait for so long? Like, why? If this is politically inclined, it is spitting on the graves of those people that have been killed. That is what it meant. So those that are involved should ensure that they are doing it with all of their mind. Baby, yes, now. They should ensure they're doing it with all their mind, because it is not going to be funny at all. It is not going to be funny if at the end of the day, what these people want, it is politically motivated and not even to ensure that the insecurity in the northern region stops. It is what I'm going to be called inhumanity. Man's inhumanity to man. So it's better they get their facts together. If they are wanting politically change, they should spell it out. If they want the insecurity to stop, and that is what everyone wants, they should also spell it out. They should not come and confuse anybody. They should not confuse. They should confuse no one. Now the news in detail. You may recall that there have been a series of protests across the northern region of Nigeria. The protesters recently shared their various ordeals at the hands of terrorists attacking the region and killing its people. Speaking about the development, Babajide said, "I believe the protests against terrorism and killings in the north should have occurred before now. However, people have a way of politicizing protest. Protests do not necessarily mean the people do not want the country's president. Process should alert the president regarding the need for decisive actions concerning bringing succor to people in the region." The people in the region voted for the president in large numbers. Demanding safety and security from the government is not too much to ask, as it is the government's responsibility to provide them. Protests should not be politicized. Exactly. Very short, precise, and straight to the point. Protests should not be politicized. You should have opened your mouth before now. What protest means, let me say it. Even any of the protests, NSAS protests, Biafra protests, Yoruba Nation protests, let me state it in simple, clear English. Protest is actually, we have been trying to get your attention, sir, ma. We have been trying to get your attention to a particular issue. We have written to you, we don't have any reply. We have spoken, we don't have any reply. We have made all the necessary efforts. You don't have any reply. So what are we going to do? If we come together and move together, and by the time we sing and and clap together and jump together, you are definitely going to see us. That is just the truth. So what are we going to do? Since we have been murmuring, we have been gnashing our teeth, we have been shivering, that is just it. That is it. That is it. So the protest is, see us. You have not been listening to us. This is us. We want you to notice us and do something about it. It is only in Nigeria here that people interpret protest as, wanting the president to resign and all that. No. If that is now the problem, if it's what comes to your mind, that means your hands too are not clean. Yes. When nobody is guilty, you stand nothing to lose. You stand nothing to lose. You stand nothing to lose at all. So this is what protest means. Protest means coming together. Showing these particular people now. Coming together, showing these people whom you have been calling, who you have been, chanting about and all. Showing them that, no. Enough is enough. You should do something about this. You should do something and do something very drastic about it. That is what it means. That is exactly what it means. But unfortunately, they did not open their mouth or come out for the protest before now. What I'm saying is it's better late than never. At least they've opened their eyes. At least they opened their mouth. And they have, and they are now saying, oh, help us. But I'm going to say this. They have to prove themselves beyond measure to ensure that at the end of the day, what happens? What happens? That is just it. Not just politics, but religion. When ignorance and illiteracy become fermented by religious fanaticism, what you get is a combination of backwardness and barbarism. Okay. With the way they kidnapped and killed that 3 policemen and released by army captain, the police are still investigating the matter. Shine your eyes, Nigerian youth. It is obvious West is the problem of South. When you talk of oneness of mind, e.g. blocking of Keto Ojota during Jonathan, supporting Mr. Buhari to make this government ungovernable. Are you serious right now? Northerners protest only against presidents they perceive not like their own president, Jonathan, but they will never protest against Buhari. See, protesting against the president is not it. You don't get the gist. Protest is not only protesting against person. It is calling the government, see, enough is enough for this thing you're not doing it well. And if the government now sees it as anything, that is their own, that is what they interpret it as. It is guilt that is making them feel that way. But these people, they came together to ensure that the government is seeing their as in, if you have not been seeing this issue, now we are making it, you are bringing it to your attention. So you don't have another excuse to say, oh, I don't know about this issue. That is it. On this note, we have come to the end of this. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. And until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of your day.